Hey everyone, welcome back to Hit Wicket, and today I'm going to do a review on that fifth test between India and England. First of all, why am I wearing a white jacket? I don't know, I haven't played cricket in a long time. It's bloody raining like crazy here in Sydney. It's raining again outside, which it has been on our last video too. And yeah, I thought I'd just get in the mood for cricket after seeing that sort of match. What a match it was. England chasing down 377, 78 like it was nothing. They chased a 3 down with a ton of overs to spare. The way this England team is playing, it looks dangerous for any side at the moment. The way they're chasing down totals, this mirrors a lot of England in 2016 after they lost in the 2015 World Cup, got knocked out of the group stage, and then Owen Morgan revolutionized the way England play cricket. They made a lot of changes to that side, and the whole mentality of that England ODI side changed. This England Test side seems to be doing a similar sort of thing. They're going with that aggressive mindset. Obviously, the inclusion of Brendan McCullum as coach, the introduction of Ben Stokes as captain has obviously really rejuvenated the way they play cricket, and you can see by the way they're going about it. All of their players, not just Ben Stokes, but throughout the whole batting order, Alex Lees is playing aggressive, and he's known to be a defender. Zach Crawley's playing his shots. Joe Root always usually plays his shots anyway, so that's fine. And Jonny Bairstow, wow, this environment has bred a new Jonny Bairstow that we haven't seen. He's been crazy good. Although he was also performing before, but now he's just getting 100 every innings. It's like you can't stop him. But looking over the game, first of all, India batted. England decided to chase, which at the time, of course, I think a lot of people were like, what are they doing? They're going to chase. I mean, yes, they chased 3 times against New Zealand, but is that really going to be their method from now on? Just bowl first every time and want to chase? Of course, we saw how that ended, but yeah, they decided to chase. They decided to bowl first, and it didn't look like a great decision when India ended up getting 416. Rishabh Pant and Ravi Jadeja came together, both got tons, batted very, very well. Then we saw a bit of hacking around from Bumrah to get that 35 off that 1 over. When I saw that sort of thing happen, it reminded me a lot of when England versus India last time, and they got carried away bowling to Mohammad Shami and Jasprit Bumrah, and India went on to win that test. It mirrored a lot of that when they just kept bowling short, kept getting smashed, and they gave a lot of runs to that Indian tail, which is not a very good tail. Like, they're not actually that good at batting. Like, maybe Thakur is pretty good, but the rest, they're okay. I wouldn't say they're the best tail in the world. Kohli not scoring runs again in either innings. So it would be interesting to see what India think. What are they going to do with Kohli now? He hasn't scored runs for a while. I'm not sure who they can put in to fill that gap either though, so he'll probably stay in the side. Then we have England come out, and they were in real strife throughout the innings. Their early wickets all fell, but then Jonny Bairstow, another 100 for him, and going on his merry way about it too. He's just scoring hundreds at will. He got able support as well from Sam Billings. Ben Stokes gave some support there. Yeah, I don't know if we can question Ben Stokes, how he played in that innings. It was a strange one. He got dropped twice. Got dropped literally the ball before he got out and played the exact same shot and got out. I understand the mentality thing, and I did hear the commentators say that he's playing like an over-aggressive brand of cricket now, so his team gets the message of the type of cricket he wants them to play, which I do understand to an extent, but I feel like he has to play with more controlled aggression. Like, Stokes is already a very good batsman. He doesn't need to play in this super aggressive mindset and throw his wicket away. Of course, if it comes off, yeah, I know that people will be like, oh yeah, look, it came off. Now you guys are saying well played. But yeah, he needs to show a bit more, it's not really maturity, but a bit more accountability for his wicket. Like, giving his wicket away so easily, especially as the captain of the side, is a bit understating. But I do understand what he's doing, so I can see both sides of it. Jonny Bairstow, a brilliant ton there to keep England in the game. They got 284. They were still very well behind the game. Then India came out to bat a second time. Again, runs for Rishabh Pant. He was brilliant throughout the game, to be honest, with the bat in hand. He's really seems to be maturing as a batsman. India did get bowled out for 245 after that, and I think a big part of that was Ben Stokes with the ball this time. He really cleaned up that tail, which they couldn't do in the first innings, which definitely was needed, because had that India tail dragged along, got another 100 runs like they did in the first innings, England, well, the way they batted, they probably would have chased it anyway, but it could have been a whole different ball game, like England chasing 500 instead of nearly 400. And I really noticed with Ben Stokes' captaincy, even when his bowlers, when there's a dropped catch or things aren't going the bowler's way or they're getting smashed, he really goes up and encourages them a lot. He's very interactive as a captain. He likes to get involved. He's always got a smile on his face, which is good to see when your team is struggling and your captain is not like throwing his hat on the ground. Kohli. But yeah, he's looks the goods as a captain right now. Of course, things are going their way at the moment. They're at home, etc., etc. But he's looked the goods in the 4 games that he's been captain. But the top 5 in this game didn't look too threatening at all in either innings. And I think having Rahul and Rohit Sharma in that Indian side, it could have been a lot different for India because they scored a lot of runs in last year's, first 4 matches of this tour. Yeah, they performed really well. They played the ball really late, left well. That's something Shubman Gill does not do. He doesn't lead very well. He really pushes at the ball hard. And you could see that how he got dismissed like that. And Shreyas Iyer definitely needs to work on facing the short ball. He was really struggling there, and he was very late to play Potts' short ball. Towards the middle of day 4, we got England set 378 to win. The highest ever, if they would win, it would be the highest ever chase made by England, highest ever chase made in England, and there's probably a ton of other records that I don't know on the top of my head. It was very important that their openers start well. I know obviously everyone's giving the accolades to Root and Bairstow, but the way your openers start the innings usually set the tone for the innings. And the way they started, Alex Lees, Zach Crawley. Alex Lees was really the dominant one in the beginning. He was smashing like every bowler. He's playing his shots. He was on 50 and I think Crawley was on about 20 at that stage, and they had 100 off 19 overs. What message does that send to the dressing room? 100 of 19 overs. It's a real mindset shift, and you can see that this England side really believe that they can chase literally anything. It's really got that their ODI's mindset into the Test arena. That they can achieve anything, and they clearly did. But yeah, Zach Crawley looked good. Alex Lees looked good. Then we got Pope in, and he got out a bit quickly. Then we got a couple of wickets fall, 1, 2, 3. All of a sudden, the 3 for 129. Bumrah picked up 2 key wickets, and then there was the run out of Lees. And all of a sudden, you're thinking, "Oh, is England going to collapse here and get rolled for 250, maybe 200?" And they were around 3 for 130 at that stage. But it was important to note that England had their 2 best batsmen across the last summer, across the last probably 2 years, 3 years. Root has been. He's the best batsman in the world right now by some distance. You can argue that fact if you want, but he is the best batsman in the world right now. And Bairstow, on form-wise, is one of the best batsmen in the world right now too. In the last 2 or 3 Test series, he's amassed like 6 or 7 hundreds. It's been brilliant from Jonny Bairstow, and in his last 5 innings, he's amassed 4 hundreds and a 71 not out, which probably would have been 100 had New Zealand set more runs to chase in that game too. But yeah, the way those 2 went about it, they made it look so easy, chasing 378. They made India's attack look like Bermuda bowling at one stage. Thakur and Siraj definitely struggled a lot in that final innings. They looked extremely hittable. They looked like state bowlers bowling in most of their spells. Siraj was going at 6.5 and over. Thakur was going at 6 and over, and you can't create any pressure if that's happening. Jadeja bowled okay, but I really did not like the plan that he was bowling to. He was bowling around the wicket. He was bowling over the wicket to the righties, trying to bowl outside leg, which doesn't favour the bowler much because you take out the dismissals of bowled, LBW. The only real dismissal you can get from that angle is caught if they mistime a sweep. But the way Root and Bairstow batting, you shouldn't be waiting for a mistake from them. I don't know who formed that tactic. Was it the captain or was it Jadeja himself? Probably a mixture of both, but it wasn't a very aggressive mindset. It was more like just defend for the runs. Bumrah was the best of the bowlers for sure by a long way. Joe Root ending up with 142 not out, Bairstow with 114 not out, and England completing their highest chase in Test history with, ease. Absolute ease. All I can say is, where can this England team go from here? They've absolutely dominated New Zealand. They've now absolutely dominated India. Both series is from positions where you'd think they wouldn't be able to chase. Like, New Zealand even set them over 300. And in usual test matches, you wouldn't think teams, well, not easily at least, if they do, has to be some like Ben Stokes Headingley sort of chase. But no, they've chased it comfortably all 4 times in this summer. It's dangerous to see where this England side can go, because New Zealand and India are 2 of the strongest sides in the world right now. Of course, the other one being Australia, which we won't see until next year in the Ashes. I definitely do want to see how this approach goes when they go overseas, because it's all well and good performing well at home against the stronger teams, but let's see how they go away. Let's see how they go in the subcontinent. Let's see how they go in South Africa. Let's see how they go in Australia. Those sort of countries, I want to see how this approach goes. But for sure right now, really well played England. Really well played Joe Root again, best batsman in the world right now. Really well played Jonny Bairstow. Brilliance from England. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this game in particular. Did you think India did a lot wrong, or did you think England was just too good, or maybe a mixture of both? And how do you think England will go with this approach in other countries when they tour? And until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Calm before the storm, things aren't